I don't watch a lot of TV. People get mad at me. Do you ever have friends that get mad at you for never having seen The Wire? Like, yeah, I never watched Sopranos. What? And they just leave. Sorry, I don't. Or Game of Thrones. People would get so mad at me for not having watched Game of Thrones. I'm like, I don't care about that Harry Potter shit. You know, dragons. Come on. And then I finally had a fever. Finally. And I watched all of it. Like, sweaty, sleeping, watched all the game, like 3 years of it. And I was like, everyone's right. This is really, it is the best show. I'm not here to do a commercial for Game of Thrones, but it is the best. You got to pay attention, though. There's a lot of characters that just get introduced, and then they die. And then you're like, well, what's that mean for some of the other characters? But who cares then? They're all naked. They're all fucking and naked. There's just boobs everywhere. And then a dragon. You're like, oh, yeah, dragons. And then a kid murders an adult with a sword in the neck. And then there's and then they all fuck. And then the guy's brains get squished out of his eyes. Maybe the worst way to lose your brains, out the eyes. And then they all fuck again. I'm just saying you really have to pay attention to the plot when you're watching Game of Thrones. Otherwise, you end up masturbating to something horrifying. Right in that moment, you're like, I know where this is going. No, I didn't. But if you see guys' brains get squished as you're coming, that you just changed your whole life. Like, that is your dick just got specific. You gotta go to the Halloween store. Spice up the bedroom. Might I suggest, if you're making your bedroom a little spookier, my mom, we had a Halloween party when I was a kid, and all she did was peel some grapes, put them in a bowl, and then hid behind a curtain. And then my little friends would put their hands in the bowl and feel around, and then my mom would go, those are cat's eyes. And they cried and left. They had to leave. There's a lot of memories that I've buried, and then they end up surfacing later. It's like part of life. Like, you forget about things, and then they come up quite vividly. And something came up pretty vividly, and now I know I'll never forget it. I was like 12, and my parents walked in on me while masturbating. And yeah, I'll never forget it now, you know, me laying in bed, looking up, suddenly there were my parents in the doorway. Like I said, they were masturbating. And that's just a classic switcheroo. Usually someone's in a room masturbating. It's never the parents like, hey, you doing your homework? Mom did it all dad style. The point is, don't walk in and out of room, and don't masturbate. What are we, all sinners? It's gonna happen though. You're gonna walk in the room on someone, if it hasn't happened already, and it's a horrible situation, and you don't know. Most people, when you walk in the room, someone's masturbating, out of kindness, you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it's weird for them and you. Don't yell sorry. If you walk in the room, someone's masturbating, just keep walking in the room. And look right at them. And say this, it's kind of important. Go, hey, have you seen my strongly prescription eyeglasses anywhere? My very, very thick, I wear them all the time. You haven't seen them? Well, I could use your help. You know, when you're done cleaning that gun. And then you gotta fall down some stairs if they're available. Gotta sell that shit, you gotta sell that shit. Now I feel good again.